Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome, subscriber feedback. Happy Thursday. We've got Michael here. He's got a whiskey commercial looking to know if his southern accent is accurate, convincing, and befitting of the luxury product that is whiskey. Smooth whiskey. So we're going to listen and do this, that. If you want to send in a sample, do it. There's a form in the description. It's free. It's a 1 to 2 month waiting period. If you don't want to wait, you can join the Booth Buddies down below. Supports these channels' efforts, and you get priority access to subscriber feedback. You can submit more than once. And there's coaching on my website if you'd prefer that. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate our Booth Buddies as well. Y'all are awesome. Michael, let's see what we got here.
Come a little closer now. Fuse whiskey, it's more than a drink. It's a moment meant to be savored nice and slow. Born from journeys far and wide, every drop carries a story. Warm, deep, and smooth as a midnight breeze on a southern summer night.
Okay. Pausing to chat because we got a lot to chat about so far. Accent sounds pretty good overall, my friend. Not a lot's jumping out that would be a major red flag, so it's passable. I don't know that it sounds like you have that accent yet necessarily, to me at least. Part of that, I think, is one thing that happens when a lot of folks are learning accents or trying new accents is the accent becomes the focus of all we're doing. So if I'm learning, say, an Australian accent, then now I'm focused on every sound that's coming out of my mouth. And does this sound right? And then things start to sound weird after a time. And things can get warped. And I'm focused more so on the shape of my mouth, the muscles I'm moving, rather than the thoughts that I'm communicating. And so a little bit right now, what's happening in my experience of this read here, Michael, is we're focusing on the slow drawl of the southern accent, but we're not really focusing on the essence of what we're actually saying. There's not as much communicating as I would hope, but there's a fair amount of accent work going on, and it's good accent work, but we want to bridge that gap where we have the accent doing its thing. We don't have to think about it. We're committing to the accent fully, and we're really focused on the main focus is delivering on the thoughts here. So that's one of those are the combination things. So if I were to do an A-B before after, let's listen to the first couple lines here, and I'll do a A-B.
Come a little closer now.
So right there, come a little closer now. Versus, come a little closer now. I'm actually beckoning you here. Come a little closer now.
Fuse whiskey.
This is something that's just with the commercial read. I have no idea what the name of the whiskey is there. It moves by so quickly. So make sure that you're giving that its time, giving it its spotlight that it deserves and needs in this commercial spot. This whiskey here
is more than a drink.
Is more than a drink. Another thing that's happening, this isn't so much to do with the accent, so much it is to do with your vocal presence. This would be something to focus on in like voice and speech training. But right now we're in this sort of like whispery, kind of understated place. And what happens if we rest in that space, it's okay to dip in there occasionally, but I probably wouldn't recommend it for a commercial like this. If you pull back the vocal production like that to where it's shy almost, and we're back here holding our voice inside our body rather than outside and reaching across space with our voices. So let's try that one more time. So here's what I'm hearing, and it's a little bit pulled back, and we're focusing on this thing, and part of that may be working on, and then if we pull that out, and I'm not speaking from back here in in my body where it's, you know, I'm holding it in the back of my, I move it out and now it's moving across space and it has reach because my voice is actually traveling across. And those things aren't mutually exclusive in terms of projection necessarily. You can still be quiet and still reach across space rather than, so it's not, I'm not saying be louder, though that might help a little bit here, because right now the understatedness has a side effect, I guess, of being, why is this person so shy about their whiskey? If I'm being hypercritical, I don't know that that's necessarily how I feel about it, but because it's so pulled back, you're not inviting me in as much as we would perhaps like in this. So if I wanted somebody to roll up to my establishment, hey, come a little closer now. Here's a whiskey for you. It's going to be nice and warm and it's going to make you feel real nice. You know what I mean? I'm reaching out with my voice. So there's a fair number of things to do with that and far too many to dive into in this video. But the easiest way to do it would be put somebody across from you and actually try to speak out to them. If I'm not really concerned with talking to anybody in particular, I pull it back in here. But if I'm trying to talk to somebody else, it'll be out in space. Let me know if that makes sense, y'all. Let's keep going with this and see if we can come up with some other points to make.
You take that first sip, and the world just...
One thing with this accent in particular, we want to be sure, because, you know, the Southern accent, it has that sort of sleepy drawl that we can have in here, you know what I'm saying? And we don't want to prioritize that mode of speech over articulation and clarity, because right now what's kind of happening is everything's kind of in this almost mumbly state here. And we still want it to be clear and crisp, but it can still have that sort of sleepy accent if we want it to.
eases back. Time stretches. Breath softens.
So the things that we can do to address that specifically are just hit the consonants a little bit more. Breath softens.
And suddenly, everything feels a whole lot sweeter.
As I'm thinking about it, I think that those two notes will be tied together, the bring your voice out more and the articulation and clarity of your delivery overall. Simply by moving it out in front, you'll be engaging your tongue and teeth and all of the articulators a little bit more. Articulators are the things that help to articulate your sound, but particularly consonants. Vowels are resonant things. We change the shape of our mouths and speech, you know, our resonant cavities, which are our nasal cavities, our throat, our mouth. Our tongue will make different shapes. Our lips will make different shapes in order to produce different vowel sounds. So like ooh, ah, those are two different vowel sounds that are generated simply by changing the shape of my mouth. Articulators, they don't have any inherent resonant quality necessarily. At least as compared to vowels. They're going to be relying primarily on how things are interacting with each other. So like p, b, th, z, t. Those are all articulate consonants in some way. And anyway, by shifting your accent a little bit more out in space, it will engage those a little bit more, I think.
Each blend, crafted with patience. Each bottle, a promise of pleasure, balanced by hands that know how to take their time. So go on, open your...
One thing with this accent, to your question of the luxury brandness, it's funny how that one note really feels like it's applying to everything. But with a luxury brand, usually when you hear them, there's a level of, in a lot of the luxury brand commercials that you'll see, so like watches, perfumes, jewelry, I don't know, stuff that, nobody needs. But when you hear those commercials, it'll be understated, but still have that sort of outward projection and confidence to it. And so balancing what we're doing here with this sort of Southern accent with a confidence in the thing and a warm, inviting nature to it. Come a little closer now. No, you want this whiskey? It's really good whiskey. We can still have it be understated, but still have it have that level of confidence, I guess, that invites people in a little bit more. Having a hard time articulating that specifically, but I think in that sense, it would be just a little bit more forward leaning rather than, maybe this is a good image. So right now, the way I hear it, I imagine someone sitting on their front porch, half asleep with a glass of whiskey. It's humid as heck, and they're just barely hanging on. They've got a glass of lemonade and a glass of whiskey, and they're just like watching people walk by. And whether or not they join them on the porch, join you on the porch, join me on the porch, is just like, hey, how you doing there? Come on over if you want. There's whiskey, That's not exactly, but I get that image more so than, like somebody in a suit sitting at a bar or in a big fancy chair, just all the like luxury stuff. Or even if we're still going with the on the front porch image, if I want to invite people over and say, hey, come on over, look at this. It's just a slight difference in that level of confidence, invitation, I guess. Anyway, interesting stuff to talk about. Thanks for sending this in, Michael. Hope it was helpful for you, and everybody else out there, I hope it was helpful for you too. Until the next one of these, be well, everybody, and keep your eye out. I'll keep you posted if you're interested in the courses that are coming out. I'll have at least one coming out in the end of July, hopefully more. So I'll keep you posted on that. Anyway, bye everybody. Be well. Toodle.